Jai Hind children. In the last class we had discussed about the movement of oxygen and carbon dioxide molecules through plasma membrane, and that molecules move across this plasma membrane by a process called diffusion. Now we are going to discuss about another process called osmosis. That is, the water molecules move across the plasma membrane by a process called osmosis. So what is osmosis? It is the spontaneous movement of water molecule from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration through a selectively permeable membrane. Up to which time these water molecules will move in and out of the cell? That will move when it reaches its equilibrium. And there are two types of osmosis. They are exosmosis and endosmosis. When water molecules move from the cell towards its external medium, then it is called exosmosis. And when water molecules move from its external medium towards inside its cell, then it is called endosmosis. Then based on the osmotic concentration, there are three types of solutions. They are the hypotonic solution, isotonic solution and hypertonic solution. Then what do you mean by hypotonic solution? If the medium surrounding the cell has higher water concentration than that of the cell, then the cell will gain water by exosmosis. That is, there is movement of water molecules more towards the cell, that is from the external medium to its inside. Thus, cell will get more and more water. Then what happened to cell size? Then the cell size increased, that means cell becomes swells up. Then what happened to an animal cell or plant cell when we placed it in an isotonic solution? That is, if the medium surrounding the cell has the same water concentration than that of the cell, then such a solution is called isotonic solution. Then what happened to the cell then? There is no overall movement of water because the concentration of water inside the cell and outside the cell are same. So, there is no overall movement of water. Then the size of the cell remains as same because there is no movement of water. So, that is isotonic solution and the size of the cell. And the last one is the hypertonic solution. What do you mean by hypertonic solution? If the medium surrounding the cell has lower water concentration than that of the cell, then the water molecules will lose from its cell. That is, the water molecules will move from the cell towards its external medium. Such a solution is called hypertonic solution. And what happened to the cell size? The cell will shrink because of the loss of water. So, these are the three types of solution based on the osmotic concentration. Now we can look at some examples for osmosis. So, first example, osmosis with an egg. You know that egg is a single cell. It is covered with, in addition to the plasma membrane, it is covered with a hard shell. So, this egg shell is made up of a material called calcium carbonate. If that calcium carbonate shell is there, we cannot show that osmosis. So that we need to remove that hard shell from the egg. Then how can we remove this hard shell from the egg? For that, we need to put this egg inside hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid. Then observe the egg after 5 minutes. We can see that this hard calcium carbonated egg shell dissolved in that dilute hydrochloric acid. Now we can see that egg with a single layer, and that skin, outer skin or single layer is the plasma membrane of that egg. Then place this egg cell into water, plain water. You know that when we place this egg cell inside this water, then the water concentration is more than that of the egg cell. So water molecules will move from where to where? Then the water molecules will move from the external medium towards the egg cell. Then what is the size of the egg then? Then the egg swells up. That is, egg cell increase its size. Then the same thing, take another de-shelled egg and place it inside concentrated sugar solution or concentrated salt solution. Now inside the egg more water molecules and outside the egg less amount of water molecule, so that the water molecules will move from the cell towards the external medium. So what happened to the egg? Now the egg become shrink. From this activity we can understand that in the first case we can see the endosmosis, and in the second case we can see the exosmosis. The same activity we can do with the dry raisins and apricot seeds. Okay. Now, so what is the importance of this osmosis in unicellular organisms? You know that unicellular organisms is made up of single cell. For example, amoeba. This amoeba, they take in water by the same process called osmosis, especially endosmosis. So unicellular freshwater organisms, they take in water by endosmosis. And plants, their roots also absorbing water from the soil by endosmosis. So this osmosis is very important for that freshwater unicellular organisms and these plants. Then another point is this plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins, and so that this plasma membrane is flexible in nature. What is the use of this flexibility? Because of that, amoeba can capture its food material. By using this flexibility of plasma membrane, amoeba project its pseudopodia and engulf the food material. And this process is called endocytosis. So, amoeba can capture the food material with the help of a process called endocytosis, that is because of the flexibility of plasma membrane. Understand? So these are the main points related to the plasma membrane, one of the important part of cell called plasma membrane. Just we can now we can recollect the main points. So we had studied about what is plasma membrane, what are its functions, then we studied about diffusion, defined diffusion, then how carbon dioxide and oxygen molecules move in and out of the cell, then why plasma membrane is called selectively permeable membrane, then what do you mean by osmosis, which are the two types of osmosis, that is endosmosis and exosmosis. Based on the osmotic concentration, three types of solutions, they are the hypotonic solution, isotonic solution and hypertonic solution. Then we studied about what happened to the plant cell or animal cell when we placed inside these types of solutions. Then after that we studied about the importance of osmosis in unicellular organisms and in root cells, that is in plants, root, how this osmosis is very important. Then we look at the activity of these two, that is osmosis with an egg and osmosis with the raisins, dry raisins. And finally we concluded with endocytosis, that is the flexibility of plasma membrane help in the capturing of food materials in amoeba, and that process is called endocytosis. I hope you all understood the topic. Read the textbook repeatedly and note down the important points and write the notes. Thank you and Jai Hind.